So for the 50 plus golfers, welcome to the platform. Can't wait for you guys to watch this. We're going to be looking at a few areas here. Obviously, one's distance, keeping your speed or improving your speed, getting the most also out of your speed and the way that we hit the golf ball. So we're going to be taking you through a few videos with that. But I mean, if you're in decent shape, we're still going to be getting in there and having a look at some of the positions that do certain things in the swing for us. And so yeah, as I said, looking forward to it. Let's get stuck into the series and get you guys hitting the ball further and more consistent. So for the 50 plus golfers, we are now going to be looking at an address position as we're perhaps not 20 years old anymore. We need to look at some subtle variations and perhaps a couple of changes here to allow us to move and use our body really, really effectively. Now, a lot of great players have done this as they've aged. I've had the opportunity to teach some fantastic senior teams and have helped people maintain their golf for many, many years through some of these subtle adjustments. Okay. Now you can experiment around with them by yourself, obviously, but we're going to be looking at a couple of things here that make it a little bit easier to turn and keep speed and look at grips and different things that help club faces and help us draw the ball. Now, one of the things we're going to be looking at here when we're hitting iron shots is we'll be looking at, it's always a big question, how wide do we stand? And I love to see senior golfers not stand too wide. I like to see them stand a little bit narrower, about the width of the shoulders, around about. Now you can experiment depending on your flexibility, but you can experiment around with it. But I'd like to see it about a shoulder width stand with the toes or the feet slightly flared out in both directions. And that helps the joints, the ankle, the knee, the hip, the thigh, and helps us rotate more. Okay, takes pressure off the back as well. So what I mean by that, when I'm seeing people stand with very, very straight feet, it does make it a little more difficult to turn. Okay, now if we just flare the feet out ever so slightly into a position like that, it is easier on the joints and gives us more range of motion. Okay, so when we're looking at hitting the iron shots for the seniors, guys, look at getting your left hand into a stronger position on the grip. Okay, we want to be looking at keeping speed or creating speed through your hands and wrists, as the body will tend to slow down. That's why we don't see many top sprinters at 50. Okay, you'll see them younger or great football players that it comes to a certain age where we just do get slower, most of us. So, but what we can do, if we have a weak grip, a one knuckle grip, when you take your address position, you're not going to get a lot of play in the joint. You're not going to be able to create a lot of lag. And if I move it into a three knuckle grip, it's really helping you to hit a draw, but I'm also going to be able to create more angle in the back or in this wrist, get more play in the joint, and that's a speed accumulator. Now I really do like to see seniors turn their grip in a little bit as they as the years go on, and getting the feet flared out ever so, not a super wide stance, and a stronger grip. Now, guys, get your spine angles back a little bit and watch out for your position with your right arm getting up higher in this position here. Now, we want to be attacking the ball from the inside, and these type of moves, when we're standing in a position like this really makes it difficult. If we get ourselves set up, flare out the feet, you can drop this right foot back just a touch. It's going to help you get from the inside, turn that left hand in, bring this elbow in, and that's going to help you and give you the chance to turn in your backswing and create a longer swing, which helps with your speed, and it's also going to get you on the inside. So looking at one of the other areas, as we get older, we start to tighten in the chest a little bit. We start to have a bit of restriction in some of the movement around our neck and shoulders. And a good little trick, guys, is to let you just turn your head a little bit here, and so that it'll just give you a better chance to turn and create more swing. Okay, so a lot of people, you're seeing when people get older, I often put a straw or a pen in their mouth, and I just make them turn their head a little bit. You can just do it at the start, a little bit into this position. We've seen great players. Jack Nicklaus was one. Turn the head a little bit on the side, and it just frees up the motion. Flare the feet out, turn the hand in, drop the right foot. You've got your spine angle. You turn your head back a little bit, and you want to be able to from there we can get into this backswing, which we're going to talk about. But we'll have a look at those points. Flaring out your feet, not standing too wide, turning the grip in, which squares up the face, gives you more play in this joint. I'm going to turn that head a little bit on the side. We've got a bit of spine angle, which helps us come from the inside, and that right elbow is tucked in at the start. It might sound like a lot of thinking, but it's really just a position. Okay, you're standing in a position and then you're ready to go. Now we're going to move into the backswing here, and we're going to talk about pivot. We're going to look at left foot, leg work, so you guys can pick up the range of motion and keep your speed. And we're going to get you guys coming down on a fantastic path to hitting some great shots.